Let me tell you something that's going to hit you right in the chest and have you crying into your pillow tonight. Imagine this: 8-year-old Gloria Thompson, that sweet little black baby girl living in a small brick house on the west side of Atlanta, Georgia, sitting in that old clawfoot bathtub with water turning deep crimson red like the devil himself painted it. Blood pouring nonstop from one tiny cut on her arm that just wouldn't quit. She grabbing her cracked old phone with them shaking little hands, calling her mama Loretta, who out at the Atlanta Community Center near Lenox Mall for her baby sister Bethany's big kindergarten performance night. Gloria's voice weak as a whisper in the wind. "Mama, I'm feeling a little off. I'm bleeding real bad right now." And what that woman say back? "If you want to die so bad, Gloria, then just go ahead and die. Stop tormenting this whole family every single day. We revolve our entire world around you. Even taking your sister somewhere ain't allowed without you throwing a fit." Then bam, she hurled every last medicine bottle right at her head, glass shattering like her heart, grabbed little Bethany's tiny hand, and slammed that door so hard the walls shook. Y'all, I am shooketh to my core, period. A mama saying that to her own flesh and blood when the child already fighting for every breath. Lord have mercy on these Atlanta streets. This right here is the kind of raw, tear-jerking drama, thriller-level pain, and ice-cold revenge story that got us all on the edge of our seats. Let me break it all the way down for you like we sitting on my front porch in Bankhead, sipping sweet tea with extra shade, sis. Stick with me through every single minute, cause this gonna be long, emotional as hell, full of that real black family mess, and that satisfying cold revenge at the end that gonna have you yelling period out loud. We keeping every detail, every tear, every Atlanta flavor intact, and expanding it so you feel like you right there in the house with them. The setup. Now let me take y'all way back to how this Atlanta family got twisted up in this nightmare. Little Gloria Thompson came into this world with a rare blood disorder that the doctors at Grady Hospital downtown looked at and said straight up, "This baby girl ain't gonna make it past 5 years old. Her body can't clot right. One little cut and it's over. Period." So her parents, Loretta and Roland Thompson, they turned her into the glass princess of the whole household from day one. Everything, and I mean every last thing, revolved around keeping Gloria breathing. They spent over $120,000 on treatments, medicines, emergency room visits, and specialist appointments over them 8 years. Sold their old reliable Honda, maxed out every credit card at the mall, skipped every family vacation to Six Flags or even a simple weekend at Stone Mountain. Roland was out there grinding like a madman, driving Uber and Lyft extra graveyard shifts through Atlanta traffic on I-75 and I-85 in the scorching Georgia heat, dodging MARTA buses and construction on the downtown connector, just to scrape together money for them hospital bills. Loretta worked part-time at the community center near Lenox Mall, putting on that fake bright smile for all the other mamas, while her own heart was shattering at home every night. The house on that quiet street always smelled like antiseptic and worry, like a mini hospital mixed with fried chicken from the night before. Gloria couldn't run around the playground at the park like other kids her age, couldn't play rough with the neighborhood children, always had to stay inside, careful not to get one single scratch, 'cause the blood would just keep flowing like a river. She did her school lessons on that old laptop when they could afford a tutor twice a week, missing out on field trips and birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese. But that child, she was sweet as fresh peach cobbler from the farmer's market. Tried so hard not to complain, smiling through the pain even when it hit her like a freight train. Little Bethany, the baby sister who came along when Gloria was 3, was just starting kindergarten at the local school. She looked up to big sis Gloria like she hung the moon and stars over Atlanta. The whole family sacrificed it all for Gloria. And on the outside looking in, it looked like pure love wrapped in sacrifice. But honey, that pressure was building up slow like a summer storm rolling in over Stone Mountain. Roland coming home exhausted every night with back pain from all them hours in the car. Loretta crying in the kitchen when nobody looking. What would you do, sis, if every dollar from your paycheck, every minute of your day, every prayer you whispered at night went to keeping one child alive while the other one watched from the sidelines? Drop a city if you already feeling this heavy setup in your spirit right now. The conflict. Fast forward to that fateful day when everything exploded like a pressure cooker left too long on the stove. It was Bethany's first big kindergarten performance at the Atlanta Community Center, and the house finally had some real laughter ringing through it, because it was kind of doubling as her little birthday celebration too. Gloria had been feeling off that whole morning. Just a little tightness in her chest, nothing she hadn't felt before. She said it soft and polite like always. "Mama, my chest hurting just a bit today." That's all she said. One tiny sentence. But Loretta snapped like a rubber band pulled too tight for 8 long years. She turned on her own daughter with fire burning in her eyes and slapped Gloria hard across the face, leaving a red mark that stung worse than the cut later. "Why you always gotta be so selfish, Gloria Thompson? You trying to kill your little sister too by making us focus only on you every single second? We do everything for you. Even taking Bethany to her special event we can't even do without you whining and complaining." Then she screamed at the top of her lungs, "If you want to die so bad, then just go on and die already. Stop tormenting us like this." She threw every last medicine bottle at Gloria, glass shattering everywhere on the linoleum floor, some cutting her arm deep, grabbed little Bethany's hand tight and slammed that front door, heading off to the community center with the car tires screaming. Gloria didn't say one word back. She just stared down at that fresh cut on her arm from the broken glass, blood already pouring out steady like it had a mind of its own. She remembered the doctor's words from Grady Hospital clear as day. This child's body cannot have any wounds at all, or the blood won't stop coming. Be careful, please. Panic hit her like a wave. She tried to clean up the blood off the floor right away, 'cause Loretta hated any mess more than anything in the world, always fussing about keeping the house spotless. But the more she wiped, the worse it spread, turning into big red smears like some crime scene. She grabbed an old towel from the rack, wrapped her arm tight as she could, her whole body starting to get colder, from her fingertips straight down to her bones, that icy feeling creeping in slow. She ran a hot bath in that tiny bathroom with the cracked tiles, slid her small body in to try and warm up, but the blood kept flowing strong, turning that clean water deep red like a horror movie right there in Atlanta. She missed her parents so bad it hurt worse than the cut. She picked up that old phone again with wet, shaky hands. Called Roland first. Phone rang and rang forever. No answer, 'cause he was probably in the middle of a long Uber ride through Midtown. Called Loretta next. Background so noisy with music blasting, kids laughing and clapping at the performance. Loretta snapped again through the phone, voice full of irritation. "What is it now, Gloria? It's almost Bethany's turn to go on stage. You're 8 years old now. Act like you got some sense and understand we can't revolve everything around you every minute. If everything ain't about you, you get all upset?" Then click. She hung up cold. Gloria looked down at that red water surrounding her, and she wanted to cry so bad, her chest felt like it was caving in. She thought to herself, "Mama right. I just cause problems for everybody. Being sick is a problem. My bad moods are a problem. Now this bleeding is the biggest problem of all." She spotted Loretta's forgotten jasmine-scented sweater hanging on the hook, pulled it over her face gentle. It still smelled like that warm lotion from when she was little, and Mama used to sit right by her bed all night during them high fevers, singing soft church hymns. The water got colder and colder, her head starting to spin like the room was tilting. She curled up small in that tub, thinking, maybe if the blood all ran out, everybody could finally breathe easy. No more endless worry for Mama and Daddy. No more giving up toys and attention for Bethany. She felt this strange peace wash over her, like floating back in the womb before all this heavy burden started. When she opened her eyes again, she wasn't in her body no more. She was floating above, looking down at her own small, lifeless body in that tub. Skin white as paper, lips blue and cold, long hair spread out like dark seaweed in the red water. Dead. Then she heard the front door open downstairs. Little Bethany's excited voice calling, "Sis Gloria, I'm home from my show." Roland and Loretta came in laughing and talking, carrying a big fresh strawberry cake they picked up from the Publix right off Cascade Road. Roland noticed the mess in the living room first. What in the world happened here while we was gone? Loretta frowned deep. Oh, that girl argued with me earlier this afternoon. Lied about not feeling good just so I couldn't take Bethany to her kindergarten event. Roland shook his head heavy. She's getting more selfish and hard to deal with every single day. Gloria's ghost tried waving her hands frantic, screaming at the top of her voice. "No, Daddy, Mama, it wasn't like that at all. I was really hurting." But they couldn't see her or hear one word. Bethany ran to Gloria's door and knocked soft and sweet. "Sis, come on out and eat cake with me. I saved you the biggest piece." No answer at all. Loretta said, cold as winter wind, "She's just ignoring us on purpose. Don't worry about her. Let's eat first and celebrate you, baby." They lit 5 candles on that cake for Bethany's birthday. Bethany closed her eyes and wished soft. "I wish for my big sister Gloria to be happy and healthy forever." They blew 'em out together. Bethany cut the absolute biggest slice for Gloria, put it on a plate, and carried it careful to the door. "Sis, strawberry cake, your absolute favorite from Publix." Still no answer. Roland got frustrated, snatched that plate right out of Bethany's hands, and threw the whole perfect slice straight into the kitchen trash can. If she don't want none, let her starve a few days. Maybe she'll learn some manners and stop acting out. Little Bethany's eyes filled up with big tears right away. Y'all seeing this mess unfold? What would you do if your own family threw away the special cake they bought for you while your body laying dead just one room away? Heartbreaking, right? Later that evening, Loretta was bathing Bethany in the same bathroom. Gloria's ghost stood right there by that shower curtain, heart breaking into pieces. Scared to death, they'd pull it back and discover her body floating in the red water. Bethany looked up with wet hair stuck to her forehead and asked innocent, "Mama, why Sis Gloria still ain't come out to play yet?" Loretta's hand slowed down on the washcloth. "Maybe your sister just sleeping deep, baby." Then Bethany whispered sad, "But I miss her so much. I ain't seen her all day." Loretta hugged her tight in the big towel, asked low, Bethany, do you ever resent me and Daddy for always focusing on your sister Gloria?" Bethany shook her little head. "No, Mama, 'cause she's sick and needs us most. Teacher at school said people who sick need the most care. We gotta protect her together." Loretta cried silent tears then, admitting soft, "Sometimes Mama gets so tired and thinks if Gloria was just a little stronger, we could give you more time too." Gloria cried invisible tears in the corner of that steamy bathroom. "I'm so sorry, Mama. If I never existed, y'all would be so much happier with just Bethany running around free." That same night, Loretta knocked gentle on Gloria's bedroom door later. "Gloria, baby? Mama sorry for yelling earlier. It was just stressful with Bethany starting school and all. Come out when you're ready." She left a small piece of that strawberry cake on the kitchen table with a note. But of course, Ghost Gloria couldn't eat it or answer. Next morning, when the sun came up over Atlanta, Loretta saw that untouched cake still sitting there, cream all melted and strawberry looking sad and wilted. Her face went from soft to furious in seconds. She stormed straight to Gloria's room. "Gloria Thompson, you better come out here right now. You still mad about yesterday? The cake's sitting there untouched. You trying to starve yourself to punish us?" No answer. She pushed the door open, room empty. Then little Bethany called from the bathroom. "Mama, Sis Gloria playing in the tub again." Loretta marched in and yanked that shower curtain back hard. And there it was. Her baby girl lying still in that cold red water. "Ah!" Loretta let out a scream so loud and painful it echoed through the whole neighborhood like a siren. She stumbled forward, pulling Gloria's cold, stiff body out of the tub, rocking her back and forth, desperate. "My baby girl! Gloria, wake up right now! Mama's so sorry, so sorry. Open your eyes for Mama, please. You can cuss me out, hit me, anything. Just wake up." Crying till she couldn't breathe straight, tears mixing with the bloody water, Roland came running from the kitchen, saw the scene, and his strong legs gave out completely. He collapsed right there on the bathroom floor, chest heaving. Bethany stood frozen, scared. "Sis, wake up and play dolls with me like always." The paramedics arrived fast after the 911 call, checked her, and shook their heads. No signs of life. Body already cold and stiff. She's been gone a while. Loretta lost it completely. "Y'all lying. My baby just sleeping. Save her, y'all doctors." Roland had to hold her back as she fought like a wild woman. Police came next, asking questions cold and official, while the house filled with the heaviest pain you ever felt. The parents had to relive every second of that last afternoon over and over for the report, each word cutting deeper. The revenge. But here's where it gets ice cold and satisfying, y'all. Even at 8 years old, smart little Gloria had been secretly recording some of them worst arguments on her old cracked phone. Voice memos of the slaps, the harsh, "just die" words, the ignored calls, the "you're a burden" talks. She saved them all like a quiet storm waiting to break. After the funeral at the big church on Auburn Avenue, little Bethany was rummaging through Gloria's room looking for her favorite doll when she found that phone still charged. She played the recordings right there at the repast dinner in front of all the family and neighbors at the community center. Child, listen. The whole room went dead silent, then exploded like fireworks. Relatives, church ladies, neighbors from the block heard every painful word clear. The slap sound, the "just go die" screams, the ignored "I'm bleeding" calls. Gasps and whispers turned to straight judgment. How could y'all treat that sick child like a burden when she was already fighting death every day? Loretta, you said that to your own baby? The gossip spread faster than Atlanta traffic on a Friday. The church turned their backs. Community support dried up overnight. Medical bills plus the $15,000 funeral costs piled so high, Roland's back finally gave out from stress and he couldn't drive Uber no more. Loretta couldn't even show her face at Lenox Mall or the community center without folks staring and whispering. Their marriage strained till it almost snapped in two. Guilt ate them alive every single night for months. But in that deep, dark pain, they found a way to turn it around for real. They took the little life insurance money left and started Gloria's Light Foundation right here in Atlanta, Georgia, helping other Black children with rare blood disorders get free treatments, medicine, and family support, so no other mama or daddy ever had to choose between one child and the other. They turned that heavy guilt into something powerful and good. Bethany grew up tall and strong, always talking about Big Sister Gloria as her forever hero, volunteering at the foundation every weekend. The family learned way too late that real love shouldn't ever feel like a heavy chain, but they honored Gloria's short 8 years by making sure no other Atlanta child ever felt invisible or like a burden again. Cold revenge from the grave, done with truth and no violence, just pure justice serving itself. What would you do if you were floating above watching your own family break like that, sis? Drop a if you team Gloria and believe in that quiet, cold justice coming back to set things right. Comment period below if this story tore your heart open and put it back together stronger. If this long, emotional ride moved you deep, y'all, smash that like button hard, subscribe for more raw Atlanta drama, thriller revenge tales full of Black family truth and healing, and share with every sister who needs to feel seen. We out here turning the worst pain into the loudest power. Rest in power, little warriors fighting silent battles. Love y'all deep. This one for the culture, for the mamas trying, and for every child who felt like too much. We done.